for Trisha.
Hey, how goes everybody? Just getting everything all set up. Got me on the good side. Hey, how you doing, Gerald? I just watched some of your newest video. I enjoyed it. Keep up the good work. Leave me a thumbs up, would you? I'm just hanging out, enjoying 2019. Happy New Year's. Let me know if you can hear me well. Thanks for the thumbs up. Sweet. How were them steaks the other night there, Gerald? I cut out early. I was tired. I know you were cooking some steaks. Actually, I think I might have done a live stream or something for a little while. Oh yeah, they were good. Yep. Yeah, I believe it. I bet they're just awesome. I just cooked me up some pork chops and fresh mashed potatoes. My girlfriend came home from work. I made her some dinner. But yeah, we're just living another day. Oh yeah, I love pork chops. Yeah, I love them. Did some garlic salt on them and just made a real nice simple pork chop. But yeah, went out to the farm, messed around. Cow's doing good. It's been pretty wet though. Yeah, living day to day. Do you watch Cletus McFarlane, Gerald? You ever watch Cletus McFarlane? I feel like you would like him if you watched him. He builds race cars and stuff. Yeah, he's real good. He builds all these. He buys like wrecked cars out of auctions and stuff, and then fixes them all up into super race cars. You know, drag cars and whatnot. But yeah, you should check him out. He's grown a lot in the past year. Like he started off knowing nothing, and now he's like got a team of guys that can build an engine in a few hours. You know, it's pretty awesome. I was kind of hoping some other people would join in here. Wonder what's going on. Must be some other live streams or something. Of course, it's early yet. Just hanging out. Oh yeah. Yep, making the videos. Yeah, you should do a video on your race car. I'd like to see a good video on your race car. I haven't seen it in any recent videos. I think you had it a while back, but I haven't seen it recently. I know you said you were going to start building one here soon, based around, gosh, I forget what you said. I think you said based around a 350 or something. Small block? I don't know. I can't remember what you were talking about. It's been a while though. Surprised. Yeah, 350 small block. So I was right. Yeah. The I actually had to block somebody the other day because he went all sorts of weird. Started saying all this weird stuff on comments and about how he shot his neighbor's goats because they were in his yard and how he had hit 2 cows with his truck. And I'm like, how can you even? I've never even hit an animal with my truck, ever. I've always stopped. I get it, they run in the side of you, whatever. I get that, but when, yeah, when you're hitting cows and stuff, I mean, you need to slow down. I mean, he was just being absurd, talking about shooting his neighbor's goats. I don't know. I never had to deal with it. Yeah, yep, got behind on some hay. Oh yeah. What do we got? Back farms in here? I didn't see him comment. Leave a thumbs up. Just having a chat about some guy I had to get out of our family here on YouTube. He was causing some problems, saying some very strange things. But found a tractor, huh? Man, I'll have to come watch that. What kind of tractor is it? John Deere, I'm assuming. It's not a John Deere, it's International. I like the International myself. Pretty much every one I've ever ran, I loved. Never, yep, IH. Is it something bigger than the 554 or I forget your tractor name? It's a 554 or something. Cause man, my one of the guys I used to do hay for, he's got a 706, and man, I like that tractor. It's beat to hell, but it's a sweet tractor. I'd like to get it from him. Of course, it costs $4,000. It ain't cheap. I think 706 though would do just about anything on my place. I'd like to have a nice 706. That'd be sweet. .766 IH. Wow. Have you ever seen 666 IHs? Yeah, 786. That'd be sweet. It's an 86 series. That's the best. Hey, how you doing, Kelly? Yeah, 86 series is one of the best series IH put out. And they're super easy mechanically. There's not much, that you really have to do compared to the newer tractors nowadays. I mean, they have wiring harness for every single nut and bolt. I mean, it's crazy. I went through mechanic school, so I learned how to take down diesel engines and stuff. Ooh, canopy and a loader on a 786. That's something pretty sweet, man. You should definitely look into that, Gerald. That'd help your hay operation tremendously. Then you can just leave it hooked right up. Yeah, I mean, you probably have to do a little driving. I don't know where the tractor's at, back farms. I know you're somewhere, I think, in Michigan, aren't you? Okay. So local now. By Toledo, yeah. Yeah, I knew some people from Toledo. Used to work with out at the factory. But yeah, that's a little bit closer than I am to Gerald. Gerald's farther from me. I don't know. He'd have to get a trailer. He's got the big old Fords though. Yeah, for fuel. I'd like to start a GoFundMe for freaking I don't know, gravel for a driveway. How's that for a good cause? You know it's bad when you want some gravel. Want gravel instead of other stuff. It's funny. Well, what's everybody doing tonight? Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, it's not too bad up here. It's like $100 for a truckload. It's not too bad. I can make a truckload go probably 20 feet. I think I really want to build it up. I plan on doing it a couple of years in a row, so there's a pretty damn good gravel bed. Because it's going to sink in the first year, and we're going to have to redo it. But we'll let it sink in, let it sink in, let it sink in, and we'll get her going. Leave a thumbs up for us. Having a chat about the New Year's, leave a thumbs up. Everybody leave what you did last night. Tell me what you guys did last night. I went to a nice little shindig. One of my friends' bands were playing, so I went and watched them play, and there's some beer pong and whatnot. Oh, Model Clear V8, huh? That's pretty interesting. Leave a thumbs up for us, anybody that hasn't. Yeah, I'll have to come check that motor out. I hope you make video of it. But yeah, they played a pretty good show. They played some old tunes and stuff. Played some of their own. 49cc engine, huh? Oh yeah. It's pretty little. I don't know what you're going to be doing with it, but it ain't going to be doing much. As far as power-wise, I scored that go-kart motor. I'm going to try to do a video on firing that up. He said it ran, so I don't think it'll take much. I'll probably just pull the filter off it and squirt some juice in her and give her a go. Oh yeah. See, now my grandfather raced all Dodge Mopar. Yeah, that's pretty wild. 20 horsepower to 50cc. Yeah. Yeah, my grandpa ran Mopar. Tall deck. Oh boy. That'd be a great motor there. Yeah, so I had a lot of 318s, 327s for all out of the Plymouth or the Dodges, you know, all the Mopar. We had to scrap them mostly. They were all mostly junk. He raced them till they were junk, threw them in the garage, you know. But there was a couple of decent things that we ended up getting some money out of. There was a 1965 Dodge Monaco. Look it up because that is a car, Dodge Monaco. That was a big old boat, like 18 feet long. Had a wow, I forget, 396 wedge or something. I missed what you said there, Gerald. Um, nice. Making intro song. Yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff. I just kind of do it by the seat of my pants, you know? I wouldn't even know how to do that. Yep, Chevy's cheap to build. I've been thinking about getting an old straight six out of a truck and doing a turbo kit on it. And putting it in something. I don't know. Building something. I'd like to build something. The main agenda is getting the shop done this year, so that's going to be right on schedule. We're going to have some serious shop build days, and it's going to get done. And I think once that's done, we're going to really start pumping out some mechanic stuff. So I hope the videos are going to start coming, because I know my friend that I'm going to start wrenching with, or more or less he's going to wrench with me. He's got quite a few GoPros and stuff and computers, so we might be able to start whipping up a little bit better videos for you guys as far as mechanical, equipment repairs and stuff. I'm gonna try to maybe start doing a couple of things, but that's in the future. A few months here. We still got winter. People are forgetting we got winter still. So give it 4 more months, and we'll be out of the dark ages and into the light. And then we can start doing the modifications to the shop that are necessary, because I tell you, it's just absolutely dumbfounding that we are not making more money with the shop. I got all the tools, got more tools than most people ever seen. I mean, you guys don't get to see it because I don't show, in my videos, I don't really show very much. We're normally outside or on the tractor or whatnot, baling. I'm not in the shop. Now, I was doing a few videos in the shop. I did the sickle bar tooth replacements in the shop, and some other stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like having my shop on footage. I don't have anything really worth any money, I guess. They're tools. But I certainly don't enjoy knowing that everybody knows exactly what I have. Because it's none of anybody's business, really. I got my tools, and everybody's got their rules. Yep. Oh, yeah. 786, man, that would be so good. I sold I sold an electric motor, a 200-gallon sprayer tank, that manure spreader, 2 steel gates, a propane tank, an air compressor, a truck, um, uh, maybe another truck. Oh yeah, I don't mind the Kubotas so much. I like them. The only thing I really noticed is some of their metal's pretty weak in spots, so it starts to crack. We were using this one fella's tractor that was no more than 10 years old, and it was just starting to get real beat already. The bearing recesses starting to crack, and just stuff that shouldn't be cracking. So, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with that, but the tractor ran great. Sale coming up. Yeah, that sounds good. I've been trying to get this job at a local horse farm. Sounds like she's got quite a bit of tractor work for me. So I'm hoping I can land that job for, 10, 18 and extra hours a week or whatever, 20 extra hours. She's not looking for much more than that, which is fine by me because I got plenty of stuff to do, side jobs and whatnot. Not to mention that I work for another fellow, so he always has stuff. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to hoping I can get into there because I'm really looking forward to running some newer equipment. Normally horse farms have pretty decent stuff, so I think we'll be hopefully kicking it well. But yeah, kind of excited. Hoping that she said there's some other applicants, but on the phone she sounded like she wanted me over them because I had tractor experience, in which I do. I've ran, probably 8 different tractors for longer than, an hour apiece. Let's give or take. Now most of those tractors I ran for, probably 20 hours, and that's not, I've done. Last summer, I did a pretty serious job with a Kubota over the course of like 4 days. Moved 150 yards of sand with it. Hey, have a good night, Gerald. Before that, I worked at the local fairgrounds. They had a Kubota. I uh, I probably put 15, 20 hours on that one at least. Just working there over the summer, we didn't use it much other than maybe a few hours a day or whatever. GPS tractor. Because I have GPS experience there, Jackie. Huh, okay. Yeah, it sounded like that's what she wanted, was somebody that knew how to run a tractor to go out and cut the pasture for the horses, because once the pasture grows up, they're not going to eat it. And new growth is what they eat, so you need to keep them primed and proper and cycle it. But yeah, kind of exciting. I just and she was also talking about how yep. Yeah, I've ran a backhoe a couple of times actually. One we were digging out a septic, and the other one we were building a barn. Had to dig out a couple of posts that the framers put in wrong, and I loaded a dump truck once with it, with a backhoe. We had a front loader at the school that I used to plow the parking lot with all the snow. And believe it or not, we got quite a bit of snow that year, so I was pretty busy using the front loader. Funny when you go to school and you're the one plowing the parking lot. But yeah, the I don't know what else I rented a Bobcat for 3 straight days. Probably ran that for I don't know. I bet I had 10, 10, maybe 8. So 28 hours, 24 hours, you know, give or take, of straight bobcat. The Chef's Garden. Oh, interesting. 5-star. I'll try to remember that. Chef's Garden. But yeah, I've also ran bobcats at job sites. I run a couple of different ones. We did. One of my friends has a construction company, so I used to run some of their bobcats in and off the trailers and bring them in and wash them, and you know, just help them out when they were tired from getting back in the big city. Uh, yeah, I've ran. I don't know. I've ran 2 Ford tractors, 4 Kubotas. I've only ever driven my John Deere. No, nobody ever had a John Deere for me to drive around around the place. Had the Farmall, so I've driven a Farmall. I don't think I've ever driven anybody else's Farmall. I've rode on them while they drove them. Oh wow, yep. Oh yeah, that's pretty wild working in a quarry. See, we don't have nothing like that around here really. There's, you know, a couple of gravel quarries, but they do, you know, maybe 5 loads a day or something. They're nothing, you know, crazy. But yeah, then the Massey. Uh, I walked in the door. I said, "Give me the key. I want to drive it." I walked out, put the key in it. Tractor fired right up. Put her in gear and let her fly, and I went around the parking lot. Thought, man, 3-point works. Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty wild work there. Yep, put the 3-point up and down. Everything worked. No whining, nothing. And I walked in. I said, "You take 1,500 for it instead of 18." He said, "Yep." I bought it, and the next week he had an auction and sold everything else for not good prices. High. Menthol. Huh, that's interesting. But yeah, he had a Massey Harris 44 and International 460 and 560 that I was looking at, all 3 of them tractors, because I really need a big tractor. And I didn't like the Massey 44. Expansion chamber, oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the Massey 44 because the PTO shaft, the output shaft on the tractor, is above the top link of the 3-point. So if you're running any 3-point equipment with a PTO shaft, it goes through your top link. So it's just impossible. You know, you'd have to completely reconfigure the entire 3-point, which is unreasonable because it's all set up to be lower. So then you're losing all sorts of different things. But I looked at the 560. Yeah, if you can do it, Geo Killer. But I looked at the 460 and the 560. The 460 had mismatched tires. He had the good tire that went with the other good tire, and he was willing to put it on if I bought it. What was that? Yep, Massey Harris diesel. 44s were diesel. But yeah, the 460, he was willing to change his tires, so I was fine by that. But the rims were getting real bad, rusty, you know. And those rims are not cheap because those are a different size rim than most tractors are nowadays. The 460s and 560s. But I looked at the 560. It was a pretty tight tractor. Had some diesel leaking out the injection pump. It ran fine though. Uh, but it needed a whole upgraded wiring kit. It needed a seat real bad. All it had was, I think it was missing part of its 2-point hitch. I feel like it was missing an arm or something. And for one, 2-point stuff is just outrageously hard to find and expensive. Like if you're going to find that stuff, it's gonna be pricey because it's specialty nowadays. And I actually went and found a 2-point deep earth plow. I don't know how deep. I want to say like a 24 when a normal plow is 14 or 16. I think this was a 24-inch deep earth plow. 2-point uh, mount for a 560 or 460 or a 350 diesel actually. I think they had them too. And it was sitting out in the woods, but I'll never forget that. I know exactly where it is. It's probably worth some cash, but the guy, he actually has, gosh, I don't know, maybe 8 bulldozers, 8 caterpillars from the 30s and 40s. Squatch would love him, but yeah, he's got like 8 of them all sitting out there, and he don't do nothing with them. They just sit there. And I tried and tried, and nobody'll uh, pay any attention to them. So I guess they're lost because I can't do nothing about it. But yeah, just a little story. Yeah, something else on the 560. The hour gauge was like, oh, way up there. You know, it was easily like 23,000 or something. I mean, the tractor was beat. The 460 not as bad. I think it only had maybe 17, you know, something like that. But then he had a whole bunch of Oliver equipment that I should have bought. I wish I would have. Probably could have made a fortune off it, honestly. Forget what he had. Oliver, sickle bar, and oh gosh, I don't know. Some kind of baler. 1066. Yeah, you should definitely stop in there and try to get those. Because, man, them are something else. The sheer power alone, I mean, talk about dragging around a semi truck. I mean, I've seen a Farmwork686 pull a semi truck, but talking about just quick moving one around, holy shoot. Hook up one of them bad boys, go at her. You drag her locked right up. Drag a locked up semi truck. Tractor just be diesel purring. Diesel purring. But yep, I've heard that before, and you know what? A lot of times happens is they blow those. What do you call it? Power shifter out. You know the. Oh, what do they call that? The M&M freaking power shift. Something like that. They blow them out though, and then you know you're just dead in the water. But 1066, that really ain't that hard a tractor to work on. If you got the shop, you can pull it in and split it. I mean, you can do it. There, you know, it's still before computers. It's easy. It's fuel lines. Yeah, you definitely should. A lot of times I'll actually just stop and walk right up and knock on the door. And I've found that that works pretty well. If you're just very blunt about it and you say, hey, I've got some money, I'd like to buy, a plow out there. Yeah, that's what I was talking about was the torque amplifier. There you go. That's what I was trying to get at was torque amplifier. Yeah, power shift's wrong. I was thinking torque amplifier. I knew I didn't have it right. I knew I didn't. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Oh, you're right about that. I went in to buy a 1935 Alice Chalmers WC, I believe it was. No, I think it was a 45, but a early 45 or something. And I mean, it didn't even have anything. It just had a steel platform underneath the bucket seat. It's a pretty interesting tractor. I only wanted $500 for it. And I was gonna buy it, but I got screwed out of it because they had a family feud. This guy was 98 years old, and he was doing well, selling everything. Well, he died, and the family just had a heyday, and they just went all crazy because he had 8 restored John Deere tractors, A's and B's, maybe a G, uh, and a couple of H's, and a couple little things. But then he had this unrestored Alice, 35 Alice, that was just, I mean, it was awesome. It was great, And they couldn't get it going when I was there, so we were going to come back the next weekend. Well, he died, of course. Of course he dies. And they went all crazy, but in the other side of the barn, so picture this. He's got all these restored John Deeres. Right in the middle of the John Deeres, there's this unrestored Alice, and then on the other side of the barn, there's my friend. But on the other side of the barn, there's this white tractor, and I forget the numbers on it, but it was a huge 4x4 tractor, probably worth at least $100,000. What? How was work?
Work.